For the next set of discussion, we're going to talk about equivalence relations. How do we define an equivalence relations? And how do we determine when a relation is an equivalence relations? And then we'll show some examples after that. So to define an equivalence relation is a relation that satisfy the following properties. It's reflexive, it's symmetric, and it's transitive. So let R be a relation. We are restricting A and B to be the same set. So we're just talking of the same set here. So let R be a relation in X. Reflexive means any element X is related to itself. So X is R related to X. Symmetric, if and only if for any two element of X such that X is related to Y, dapat Y is also related to X. Dapat Y is also related to X. Right. Transitive. Transitive property, if you have three elements, say X, Y, and Z, such that X is related to Y and Y is related to C, then dapat X is also related to C. Okay? So those are the three properties required for you to be an equivalence relation. So an equivalence relation is a relation that are reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So tandaan nyo yung definition. Reflexive, X is related to itself. Symmetric, pag ang X related kay Y, dapat si Y related din kay X. Transitive, pag si X related kay Y, tapos si Y related kay C, then si X dapat related din kay C. So for example, yung relationship na a husband of. Yung a husband of, sa tingin nyo, reflexive relationship ba siya? Pag meron kang Edward, is Edward the husband of Edward? O hindi, di ba? So yun yung ibig sabihin ng reflexive and not reflexive. So hindi lahat ng relation reflexive eh. So husband, the relation a husband of is not reflexive because you cannot be a husband of yourself. Is it symmetric? Pag si X, husband niya pag si Edward, husband niya si Bella ba husband niya si Edward? Hindi. Tama? So hindi siya symmetric. Sir, di ba si Bella wife niya si Edward? Oh, wife niya pero hindi niya husband. So yung a husband of, yun yung hindi symmetric. Well, kung sinabi nating are married to or is married to, pwede. Pwede mo sabihin reflexive na siya. Ay, sorry, hindi pa rin siya reflexive. Pwede mo sabihin symmetric na siya, di ba? Kasi Edward is married to Bella. Similarly, Bella is married to Edward. So yung is yung relationship na of being married to, hindi siya reflexive pero symmetric siya. Let's try naman transitivity. Maraming magagalit pagka ganun, di ba? Si Edward is married to Bella. Si Bella is married to Jake. Well, pwede ba yun? Sa isang monogamous relationship, syempre hindi pwede, di ba? So, hindi transitive yung married of. Tama? Hindi siya transitive. So, anong relationship ang pwedeng transitive? Halimbawa, living in the same barangay. Okay, tama, pwede. Is a housemate of. Ayan, the relationship is a housemate of. So, Bella is a housemate of Edward. Tapos, Edward is a housemate of Jake. Therefore, dapat pwede natin sabihin that Bella is also a housemate of Jake. Well, we are considering the fact na pag sinabi mong a housemate of, you're talking of just the same house. A person lives only on one house. Kasi baka may mamiloso po, sir, paano kung si Bella tsaka si Edward mag-housemate sila kasi nakatira sila sa apartment B. Pero si Edward, may isa pa siyang apartment C. Tapos housemate niya doon si Edward. So, taragalin lang natin yung ganong philosophical discussion na. So, cohabiting. So, cohabitant si Edward cohabitate with Bella and Bella cohabitate with Jake, then you should be able to conclude that Edward cohabitate with Jake as well. Kung transitive yung property. And so those are common example of reflexive, symmetric, and transitive properties of a relation. Okay. So let's of course give mathematical example. Let's determine whether the given relation is an equivalence relation by identifying whether it's reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. Okay? Alright. Madali lang naman yan. So, kailangan mo lang ipakita yung properties, yung definition ng properties. Una, paano mo masasabi na reflexive? So, dapat, pag meron kang real number A, so let A be a real number. Ang gusto natin pakita, A is related to A. Lagay ko na lang ARA. ARA. Yan yung gusto natin pakita ang una. ARA. So, for every real number A, tama? Yung A less than A is false. False yan, di ba? Hindi pwedeng ang A less than to itself. Tama? Ano ibig sabihin? So, therefore, the relation less than is not reflexive. From here, you can already say na hindi siya equivalence relation. Pero we'll continue showing if it's symmetric or transitive just for the sake of discussion. Para rin alam natin kung paano magpakita ng symmetry and transitivity. Okay, so hindi siya reflexive. Ano ibig sabihin naman ng symmetric? So, pag symmetric, if you want to show sa a relation is symmetric, get two element of the set. So, let A and B be real numbers. Ano gusto mong pakita? Ang gusto mong pakita, pag meron kang A related to B, dapat si B related din kay A. Tama? Yan yung gusto mong pakita. Okay. So, for every A, B such that A is less than B. Okay, so suppose we have two real numbers such that A is less than B. Of course, it can easily be concluded that yung B less than A is false. False yan, di ba? Siyempre, pag ang A mas maliit kay B, hindi pwedeng si B mas maliit din kay A. So, that's false. O, di ano ibig sabihin? E, the less than is not symmetric. Yan lang. Okay na. Pero kung totoo yun, edi symmetric siya. Okay, next, transitivity. So ano gusto mo paano mo pinapakita transitivity? Meron kang A related kay B at isa pa, B related kay C. Dapat mapakita mo si A related din kay C. Okay, so you need three elements of the set and then you need to assume this. Sasama mo siya sa assumption such that A is less than B and B is less than C. Now, at this point, let me caution everyone na hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na therefore, A is less than C. Yes, I know. Alam na natin na A is less than C. Kasi from the beginning of our study of inequality, sinasabi na yun eh. Di ba? High school pa lang tayo, alam na natin yun. Ang point natin dito, paano mo pinapakita na ang A ay less than C? So, hindi mo pwedeng pakita, ay sir, yes, A is less than C. Tatanungin ka, bakit? Sir, kasi transitive ang inequality. Eh, oo nga, transitive nga siya. Yun nga yung gusto natin pakita. Na transitive siya. Alright? So, paano ba natin i-argue na transitive to? Madali lang. Balikan mo yung definition ng less than. Ano ulit ang definition ng less than? Ang definition ng less than ay ang B minus A positive. Tama? So, let me denote the set of positive numbers this way. Ayan. P na nakaparang kamukha nung sa R. Yan. So, positive real numbers. Di ba yun yung ibig sabihin ng positive? B minus A is positive. Rather, di ba yun ang ibig sabihin ng A is less than B? Pag sinubtract mo yung B ng A, positive dapat lalabas. O, di alam natin kung ang magiging result ay positive. Susubtract mo lang. Ganon din, ang B less than C, ang ibig sabihin niya, C minus B ay positive. Tama? Again, I'm denoting the set of positive numbers this way. Parang capital P na naka-blackboard letter. So, positive numbers. Yan. Okay. So, meron akong positive number B minus A tsaka C minus B. Right? Dalawang positive number. Pag nag-add ka ng dalawang positive number, ang sagot ba positive din? O negative na? O zero? Two positive numbers, i-add mo, ano sagot? Positive pa din, di ba? O, di ibig sabihin, yung C minus B na positive, pag in-add mo ng B minus A na positive din, ang sagot, positive din. Tama? Saan ba equal yung C minus B plus B minus A? C minus A. Anong ibig sabihin na ang C minus A ay positive? A is less than C. Yun yung gusto natin pakita, di ba? Pag ang A less than B, ang B less than C, dapat ang A less than C din. Okay na. So ano siya? Transitive siya. Yun. So therefore, this is transitive. Therefore, inequality is transitive. So doon pala galing yung inequality property natin, di ba? Ang A less than B, ang B less than C, meaning ang A less than C din. Of course, intuitively, madali natin masabi yun. Si A, mas maliit kay B. Si B, mas maliit kay C. O, edi dapat naman talaga si A, mas maliit kay C. Again, alam na natin talaga yon. Gusto ko lang i-point out, magkaroon tayo ng culture or habit of defending or arguing bakit ganun. Yan, yun yung talagang tinuturo ko sa inyo. Hindi yung hindi yung masabi mo na ang A less than C, kundi paano mo nasabi na ang A less than C. Yan. You need to be able to prove your statement. Okay, okay na tayo. Another relation, inequality relation, less than or equal. Yan. So it's another form of the inequality relation, pero less than or equal. So ang ibig sabihin nun, it's either, again, to remember, ang ibig sabihin ng A is less than or equal to B, it's either A is less than B or A is equal to B. This or here is still the logical operator or. So pwedeng A is less than B, pwedeng A is equal to B. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng A is less than or equal to B. So ganun ulit. So is it an equivalence relation? Let's see if it's reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. Of course, we know that for every real number, ang A, pwede mo nang sabihin na equal sa sarili niya. A is equal to itself. Ano ibig sabihin nun? By using our knowledge in logic, pwede kang since alam mo na true ito, di ba? True. So, pag meron kang true statement, pwede ka nang mag-conclude ng P or anything, di ba? P or anything. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, either A is equal to A or anything. O, isama mo na yung gusto mo. A is less than B. Di ba? So, again, that's from logic. Addition rule sa logic. Once na true na yung statement, pwede ka mag-add ng kahit ano. Therefore, ano ba ibig sabihin yan? That's the definition of A being less than or equal to B. So, therefore, it's reflexive. Yan lang naman. Papakita nyo lang yung properties. Yung definition ng properties. Sorry. Dapat ganito. Yan. Sorry. Yan. Kasi ang reflexive, ARA. Lagi nyo tatandaan yung definition. ARA. Okay na. Of course, we know that this is false, ha? False naman yan. Kaso or naman to eh. So, walang problema. Kaya lang, kailangan mong sabihin yon kasi yung dalawa na yon, yun yung definition nung less than or equal na symbol. Kaya, sinama mo yon kahit alam mong false. Pag mag-alala, kasi true naman ito. Kaya yung buong statement, true pa din. Next, is it symmetric? So, ano kailangan mo ipakita? Pag meron kang ARB, dapat mapakita mo yung BRA. Yan. So, dalawang element kailangan mo for every AB in the set of real numbers such that A is less than or equal to B. Anong pwedeng mangyari? Well, ganun ulit. This means that A is equal to B or A is less than B. Tama? Ang gusto mo pakita, B is less than or equal to A. Meaning, either B is equal to A or B is less than A. Okay. Now, pwede ko bang palitan to ng B is less than A? Kasi okay na ako sa B is equal to A. Unfortunately, hindi pwede. Bakit? Kasi or ito eh. Yung meron kang true, dagdagan mo ng false, okay. Pwede yon. Pero yung meron kang P or Q, hindi mo pwedeng basta tanggalin yung isa. Tama? Hindi ka pwedeng mag-disjunct dyan ng isa. Sasabihin mo, therefore P. Paano kung false pala yung P? For example, 2 is less than or equal to 5. So, hindi ko pwedeng basta tanggalin yung A less than B sa statement at itira lang yung 2 equals 5. Kasi yun yung false na statement eh. Hindi ko pwedeng basta tanggalin tong Q at itira lang yung P. Kasi baka yung P pala yung false. Hindi natin alam kung yung P or yung Q yung false. Well, dito alam natin kung alin yung false kasi specific in general. Paano mo malalaman kung alin yung false? Okay? Pag ang A less than B, automatic ang B cannot be A. This cannot happen. Tama? So, anong ibig sabihin? Ibig sabihin, our statement is true. The statement A less than B will imply B is less than or equal to A and are true if and only if A is equal to B. Ito lang yung alam nating true. Ito, false ito. Pagka binaligtad mo. Okay? So, ito totoo lang daw pag ito yung senaryo. Hindi mangyayari yung scenario na B is less than or equal to A. Cannot happen in this case. Cannot happen. Okay. So, if it cannot happen, then therefore, this is not symmetric. Less than or equal is not symmetric. Actually, there's a special name for this property. Pag meron kang AR, so let me write that as a remark. If you have ARB and BRA, if and only if A is equal to B. Ang tawag sa relation, then R is antisymmetric. Hindi siya symmetric. Siya ay antisymmetric. Okay? Ay, nakasulat na pala dun yung sinulat ko pa ulit. Nasulat ko na pala. Ayan. Let me erase. Nakahanda na pala. If R is a relation in X such that ARB and BRA is true if and only if A is equal to B, then that relation is an antisymmetric relation. And less than or equal is one example of that relation. So, hindi siya symmetric. Ibig sabihin, hindi mangyayari yung ARB or BRA in general, pero in specific situation, nangyayari siya pag ang A ay equal to B. Okay. Another relation. So, hindi po, let me write as an exercise na lang ha. Show that it is transitive actually. Is transitive. Yan. Of course, papakita mo lang yung relation A less than or equal to B and B less than or equal to C should imply A less than or equal to C. So, ito given, ipakita mo na ito ang totoo. Use the definition. Anong definition? Use this definition. Another relation, subset relation. So if you have the collection of all subsets of A or the power set of A, then you can look at the relationship of this collection or these sets. So pag ang isang element ni P ay subset ng isa pang element ni P, then it follows that relationship. Okay? So ang tanong, is it a symmetric, a reflexive, and a transitive relationship? So I will leave as an exercise para ma-practice nyo. This is very similar to what I've done in the less than or equal to symbol. Again, wag kayong magtatampo sa akin kung nililive ko as an exercise. Ibig sabihin, napakita ko na yung property. Kailangan mo lang ma-figure out kung paano mo gawin on your own. Okay? So, exercise. Papakita mo na this is reflexive. Yes. This is antisymmetric. So, it's not symmetric. Not symmetric. Well, pag napakita mong antisymmetric siya, automatic not symmetric na siya. Hindi pwedeng you're symmetric and antisymmetric at the same time. Hindi pwede. Mutually exclusive events yan. And it is transitive. Since it is not symmetric, therefore, you can conclude that this relation is not an equivalence relation. So again, as an exercise, pakita nyo yung tatlong property using the definition of subset. Ano ulit definition ng subset? So, halimbawa may dalawa kang subset ng A, si B tsaka si C. So, B is a subset of C if and only by definition, pag meron kang element ni B, dapat element din siya ni C. So, kung gusto mong pakita na reflexive siya, dapat papakita mo na ang A subset ng, dapat wag natin gamitin yung A kasi yun yung given set. Dapat ang B subset ng sarili niya. Kung gusto mong pakita na antisymmetric siya, dapat ang B subset ni C and C subset ni B will imply, and this is only true if C is equal to B. O, gagamit lang kayo ng mga properties ng set na pinag-aralan na natin last time. That's why I said it's easy to do. I-compare mo lang. Kumbaga, ang technique, same nito, pero instead of inequality, you're talking about sets. Transitivity, ganun din. Isa-cite mo lang yung ginamit na natin na property ng set doon sa discussion natin last time. So, anong papakita mo sa transitivity? Pag ang B is less, i-subset ni C, tapos si C subset ni D, dapat mapakita mo na ang B subset din ni D. Okay? Papakita mo ha. Divisibility. Yan. Ito kasi yung gusto kong gawin kasi ito hindi pa natin na-discuss eh. So, how about divisibility? Siya ba ay symmetric? Siya ba ay reflexive? So, okay, first, we want to show that it is reflexive. So, again, ang reflexive, A, R, A. In terms of divisibility, A divides A ang gusto mong ipakita. Always go to the definition. For every A in the set of natural numbers, alam natin na ang A can be written as 1 times A. Tama? That's the identity element of multiplication. 1 times any number A is the same as A. So, dapat medyo may konti kang alam sa algebra, ha? Simple lang naman, simple property lang naman yung ginagamit natin dito. Di ba yan yung definition ng divisibility? Again, paano mo nasasabi ng A divides B? There exists a number X such that you can write B as A times X. So si A, nasulat ko as 1 times A. Tama? Ano ibig sabihin nun? So, si A times X, nasulat mo yung B as A times X. So si A must divides B. So si A must divides this one. A. That's precisely the meaning of reflexivity. Okay, that means, therefore, divisibility relation is reflexive. Which is true naman, di ba? 2 divides itself, 4 divides itself, any number divides itself. Yan. Okay, 2. Mapapansin nyo, lagi ko sinasabi, yung mga property na to, alam na natin to. Well, alam natin, pero ang tanong, bakit nga ganun? Next, we want to show that it is symmetric or not symmetric, whichever the case may be. So, for every AB, ang gusto natin pakita, pag ang ARB, dapat ang BRA. Yan. So, pag ang A divides B, dapat ang B divides A. Right? So, AB is an element C such that, so let's say A divides B. Well, ano ba ibig sabihin ng A divides B? Ibig sabihin ng A divides B, makakakita tayo ng integer X. Yan, such that si B, pwede nyo isulat as A times X. Right? Now, observe. Pagka merong equation na B equals A times X, actually, in the set of the rational numbers, pwede natin tong isulat as A is equal to B times 1 over X. Tama? So, naisulat mo yung A as product of 1 over X times B. Now, ang tanong, nasatisfy ba niya yung condition ng divisibility? Well, ano ba sabi ng divisibility? Kailangan yung i-multiply mo kay B, integer din. Yun ang tanong. Yan ba integer? We know that 1 over X is not an integer if and only if X is not 1. Meaning, magiging integer lang yan if X is 1. Tama? 1 over 1 lang yung magpapa-integer dyan. The rest, hindi na siya integer. Tama? Yung X natin, integer. So, 1 half, 1 third, 1 fourth, 1 fifth, 1 sixth. Walang integer doon. Ang integer lang pag X is 1. O, anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin, pwede lang maging divisor si B ni A pag ang B ay, pag ang X ay 1. So, B divides A only if X is equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, pag ang B ay equal kay A times 1. Meaning, pag ang B equals A, di ba yun yung, so meron tayong given na A divides B. Tapos, dinagdag natin na magiging B divides A lang if and only if B equals A. Oh, di hindi siya symmetric. Anong tawag sa kanya? Antisymmetric. So, therefore, this is antisymmetric. Mababaliktad mo lang siya pag equal na yung dalawa. The rest, hindi na pwedeng baliktarin. So, totoo lang yung ARB and BRA if and only if A is equal to B. Yan, yung ibig sabihin ng antisymmetric. Always remember the definitions, ha? Yun ang magtataguyod sa inyo. Lahat na puro definitions lang, di ba? Kung may simple concept of arithmetic na ginagamit natin, very minimal simple arithmetic lang naman. Sige. Next, is it transitive? So, for every A, B, and C in the set of integers, such that, so again, paano mo papakita na transitive? Pag meron kang A, R, B, at saka B, R, ibawang number, so may tatlo kang number involved, dapat mapapakita mo ng A related kay C. Okay, yun natin. So, ano kailangan mo isama sa hypothesis such that A is a divisor, so A divides B and B divides C. I didn't write na yung A natin hindi zero, pero dapat understood na yun, ha. Yung divisor hindi pwedeng zero. So in this case, dapat hindi pwedeng zero yung A. In this case, dapat hindi pwedeng zero yung B. Okay? So again, explicit naman siya sa definition ng divisibility or being a divisor kanina as discussed a while ago. Okay, So, anong ibig sabihin ng A divides B? Again, ang gusto natin pakita, A divides C. So, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng C equals A times something. Di ba? Yun yung kailangan para masabi natin yan. Kaso kung meron tayo A divides B tsaka B divides C. Parang ganito. Pag si A nahati niya si B, tapos si B nahati niya kay C, intuitively na naman, si A dapat mahati din niya si C, di ba? So, how do you show that mathematically? By definition. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng A divides B? Well, A divides B means makakakita ako ng nandun yung X eh. So, wag kong gamitin. So, M. Any variable can be used. Ha? Makakita ko ng M na integer such that si B pwede kong isulat as A times M. Yun pa pala isa. Ang mga estudyante usually nawawala sila sa focus or nalilito sila pag hindi na yung same letter ng definition ang ginagamit. Dapat tatandaan nyo, placeholder lang yan. Placeholder. Ibig sabihin, hindi talaga fix yung value niya na X. Pwedeng mapalitan. So, okay lang kung ang tawag mo sa placeholder ay X. Okay lang kung ang tawag mo sa kanya ay M. Okay lang kung tawag mo sa kanya ay C. Ang tatandaan nyo, yung function niya. Huwag yung letter na nare-represent niya. Okay, yung function niya, para saan yung representation niya na yun. Para kahit palit-palitan mo ng name, ang variable naman ay name lang. Eh, hindi ka malilito. Ano naman ibig sabihin na ang B divides C? Well, ang ibig sabihin na ang B divides C ay, yun ulit, meron kang, okay, so wag mo nang gagamitin yung existing letter na ha, para hindi ka malilito. So, ibang letter naman, N element of C. Such that, anong condition? Kasi B divides C eh. So, si C yung mas malaki, dapat i-express mo siya as product ng B tsaka ng N. Okay, nasusundan. So, next, kailangan mo i-relate yung C tsaka yung A. So, kailangan mag-combine yung C tsaka yung A. Well, madali na yan kasi meron ka ng C. So, C is equal to B times N. Pero sabi natin ang B ay AM. So, this is AM times N. Well, by associativity, pwede naman niyang isulat as A times M times N. Pero yung M tsaka N, parang integer. Pag binultiply mo yung dalawang integer, ang sagot ba ay hindi integer o integer pa din? Nag-multiply ka ng dalawang integer. Ano sagot? Hindi na integer o integer pa din? Integer pa din. O din, nakakita ka ng, sabihin natin, isang letter lang siya. Sabihin natin siya yung X. So, kung kukunin mo yung X to be equal to M times N, edi nasulat mo siya as A times X. Which is the requirement para masabi mo na ang A divides C. Therefore, you conclude that it's transitive. Okay? Therefore, it's transitive. Yan. Sulat ko na lang dito, hindi na kasya sa espasyo. Therefore, this is transitive. Yun. Okay na. O sige, isa pang relation. Again, this might be new to you, pero I know alam mo nyo na yung concept modulus. Yan. This will be discussed extensively in your number theory class. So, modular relation, which is denoted by this symbol here. So, tatlong equal sign, isa't kalahating equal sign. Isang equal sign tsaka kalahati. So, tatlong bar. So, this is read as congruence modulo M is defined this way. So, A is congruent to B mod M. So, A is congruent to B modulo M if and only if it satisfies this. May kinalaman pala sa divisor. M divides A minus B. Or if you want to altogether skip the divisibility symbol, if and only if A minus B can be written as M times X for some X in the set of integer. Which is precisely the definition of divisibility, di ba? Yan. So, kung ano man yung mas madali mong matatandaan dyan. That, both of them means that A is congruent to B modulo M. Okay? So this relation, we will denote this relation simply as this one. Ayan, 3. Pero pag sinusulat natin, ay, bakit 3? M. Pero pag sinusulat natin sa equation, binubuo natin siya. Pero as a set, as a relation, di ba, this is a set. So, isusulat natin yung relation na ito to be the set containing all ordered pair AB in Cartesian product C times C to be all set such that yun, it satisfies this one. A minus B is equal to mx for some integer m. Yan. So, yan yung relation na yan. That's the modular relation or the congruence modulo m relation. Okay? So, tingnan natin. Siya ba ay equivalence relation? So, at the moment, wala pa tayong nakikitang equivalence relation, di ba? Yan. Yung mathematical example natin. Pero kanina, yung cohabitation, pinakita natin na cohabitation means it's an equivalence relation. You are cohabitant with yourself. If A lives in apartment A, then A cohabitates with A. If A cohabitates with B, then B cohabitates with A. And if A cohabitates with B and B cohabitates with C, then A cohabitates with C. So, equivalence relation ang cohabitation. Well, anyway, mathematically speaking, so this will be the first example which is an equivalent relations. Modulo relation. So, papakita lang natin na reflexive siya, symmetric siya, transitive siya. Again, we always go back to the definition. For every A element of C, kailangan mong ipakita A is congruent to A. Mod M. Ano mo papakita yon? Well, pagka meron kang integer A, ang ibig sabihin nun, di ba, ang A minus A ay equal sa 0. But because of the power of 0, ang 0 can be written as 0 times any number M. Ibig sabihin, nasulat natin siya as A minus A equals 0 times M. Ano ba ibig sabihin yan? That's precisely the definition of congruence modulo, di ba? Ito yung unang number, congruent siya dito sa pangalawang number, tama? Congruent siya sa A, modulo yung number na nakamultiply, modulo M. O, then napakita na natin na A is congruent to itself. Okay, so reflexive siya. Therefore, reflexive. This is just a routinary exercise to show. Napakadali pakita. Just use the definition. For every integer A and B such that A is congruent to B mod M. So, paano natin papakita na symmetric siya? So, ang gusto natin ipakita, sulat ko dito sa gilid ulit, ang gusto natin ipakita, dapat ang B congruent sa A mod A. Mod N. Yan. Ang gusto natin ipakita. Okay, so paano natin papakita yan? Balik ka sa definition. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng A congruent to B mod M? So, ibig sabihin, ang A minus B ay pwede mong isulat as M times X for some. For some. So, ibig sabihin, there exists an X. So, for some X element of C. Okay, definition yan ng congruence modulo. Ang gusto mo ipakita, B minus A. Ito gusto mo ipakita, B minus A. Oh, di ang kailangan lang pala, konting laro sa equation. Tama? Pag nilaro mo yung equation na to, by multiplying negative 1, both side of the equation, ito pwede mo nang isulat as B minus A, ito magiging M times, yung negative lipat ko kay X, diba? Pwede naman yun, negative M times X is the same as M times negative X. Okay? So, walang problema. Nangangatin na yung tenga ko sa aking headset. Okay. So, B minus A, ito yung B, ito yung A, equals M times something. m times any integer for some integer lang naman. Pag ini-negative mo yung x, integer pa rin naman yan, di ba? Ang negative x, integer pa din. Ibig sabihin, nakuha mo na yung form na b congruent to a modulo m, which is what we want to show. Therefore, it is symmetric. Nice na. Dali lang, di ba? Basta susundan nyo lang yung definition. Okay. Next, transitive. For every A, B, C, at this point, dapat kabisado nyo na yung transitivity property. So, ano ang kailangan i-such that? So, A is congruent to B mod M, and B is congruent to C mod M. Tatlong numbers pag pinapakita transitivity. So, ano kailangan ipakita? We want to show that A is congruent to C mod M. So, let's go back to the definition. Kung meron kang A congruent to B, ibig sabihin, ang A minus B ay equal sa M times some number X for some X. And, ano naman ibig sabihin nito? O this C, B naman, si B minus A, siya naman yung equal sa M times, X na yan. So, ibang variable naman. Hindi pwedeng parehong variable gagamitin mo kasi magkaiba yung A minus B. This is B minus C. So, B minus C. So, MY naman, MY. For some X, Y in C. Yun. Okay. Anong ibig sabihin ng dalawang equation? Lagi mong iisipin ahead. Ano ba yung gusto mong ipakita? Ang gusto mong pakita, yung A tsaka yung C yung magka-relate. So, ang gusto mong pakita ay A minus C. So, kailangan magka-A minus C ako. A minus C. A minus C. Well, pag tiningnan natin itong equation na to, pwede natin i-add yan. Tama? Ano makukuha natin? Because we can add equations, di ba? A minus B, we can add them, plus B minus C ay equal lang sa MX plus MY. Sir, ba't mo inal? Kasi, nakita ko na negative yung B dito, positive yung B dito. Pag inad mo yan, cancel yan. Ano matitira? So, ang natira, A minus C is equal to M can be factored out by the distributive property of the real numbers X plus Y. Pag ang X ay integer at ang Y ay integer, syempre yung sum niya, integer pa din. Di ba? Integer pa din. Ibig sabihin, meron kang A minus C equals M times integer. Kung ano man yung integer na yon, wapa else na tayo doon. Ang mahalaga, M times integer ang lumabas. M times integer. Di anong ibig sabihin? Then we can write this as A congruent to C modulo M. Therefore, transitive. Yay! This is the first relations that we've shown. It's reflexive, it's symmetric, and it's transitive. Hence, the relation modulo M is an equivalence relation. At this point, I would like to put emphasis. Tandaan niyong mabuti ang relation na to. Kasi, most example na i-discuss ko on future discussion of relations will be the congruence modulo relation. Yan yung kauna-unang napakita nating equivalence relation. Ay na pa tayo nagdi-discuss, pero puro antisymmetric yung nakuha natin, hindi reflexive. Pero this is the first example of course, beside the equal symbol. Alam na natin na equal symbol is reflexive, it's symmetric, it's transitive. Kaya nga siya yung pinaka-strong na uri ng relation. Na uri ng equivalence relation. Diba? Equality. So may iba pang uri. Yan. So, yan yung mga special kind of relation, yung mga equivalence relations. Okay? So, at this point, again, I would like to emphasize, aralin nyo mabuti or intindihin nyo mabuti yung congruence modular relation. Most of our discussions in relation, especially in partition, induced relation, and later, i-discuss natin yan, will be from modulo, congruence modular relation. Yan.